Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? It is 9:30 on a Wednesday. Time for your live message on BLC. Coming to you live from Holland. And Jojo, good morning. How are you, beautiful? Hope you're doing well. Let me see that. Emma, good morning. I haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're all good. Safar, good morning. How are you? Let me know how you're doing, guys. Hope you're all good. How is the weather in the UK? It's cloudy. It's getting a little bit colder. Good morning, Tracy. It's more like the fall is really coming in. You've got a nice holiday coming up, Halloween, and we don't do much about Halloween. Good morning, Tareen. But, well, if you consider my face, I could probably do pretty well on Halloween, right? I don't have to do much about that. Anyway, just joking. Yeah, my brother really loves Halloween. And I always try to get him something from wherever I go. If I go to the UK or to the US or even here sometimes in Germany, you can buy a lot of nice things. And our theme parks are, they are doing something with Halloween. I don't know exactly what, but so you've got a nice holiday coming up. So I hope that's all good. Let me see if more people are going to jump on. I see 7 people watching. So come on, guys, where are you? Are you all at work already? Or maybe you're getting ready for Halloween already. Could be. Anyway, let me get into the message, I guess. Thanks for tagging people, Jojo. Probably everyone is busy. Well, my topic for today is actually about hello, who is talking to you? That might sound a little bit strange, but here's the thing. Do you give me a 1 in the chat box if you realize that actually the whole day long someone is talking to you, as if it is you talking to you. So you hear, oh, don't do this, don't do that. There's this inner voice inside you that gives you advice or tells you what to do. Or so I'm just wondering if you experience the same thing. I guess you should. Yeah, I'm getting some ones. Well, do you actually give me a 2 in the chat box if you realize what that voice is? Is that voice your ego, or is it someone with loving advice? That is hard to put it. Good morning, Claire. Haven't seen you in a while. That is probably not the right question to put a 2 in the chat box. Let me rephrase that. Okay, so give me a yes if you realize that most of the time its advice is not really helpful. Oh, good, you're driving. Be safe, Claire. Just focus on driving first. Well, I'm getting some 2s. So most of the time, the advice you're getting is not really that helpful, right? You know why? Because most of the time, that voice that is talking to you is actually your ego. And your ego wants to keep you safe. I did a training about this, and I always thought that ego was a bad thing. That your ego is telling you not to do this or not to do that or not to go this way. But why is it there? It is there to protect you. It is there because it wants to keep you safe. It wants to keep you in your comfort zone. That is not the place where you want to be. That's why it's not so helpful. So give me a 3 in the chat box if you ever notice that there is, at the same time that this ego voice that is probably quite loud, telling you what to do, there might be a small chance that there's a soft voice whispering. Have you ever noticed that there's a soft voice whispering, saying, maybe you could do this, or maybe you could do that? So it's actually positive, or saying, it might not even make sense on what to do. Yeah, I'm getting some threes. Well, that exactly is your intuition. Yay! So let me give you a really quick example. Last week, a few weeks ago, I went to a show from a comedian. Really enjoyed the show, and he really got to me, and he really inspired me. And I thought, wow, what he's doing, I want to learn that. He did a lot of improv, and I really, really like to learn the improv as well. So I thought, how can I learn that? When I got home, I actually posted an Instagram post saying that his show was incredible, saying, you really want to see this? And I tagged him in it. And he actually replied, and he actually also sent me a message saying thanks. But I was intimidated by his, great performance. And I thought, oh my God, how am I going to do that? So I made myself smaller. My ego got in my way. Even though I wanted to ask him if it was possible to go for a cup of coffee one day, and maybe he could give me some tips. I was afraid I didn't ask because my ego was in the way. I did ask him something about the improv, and all he said was, it's always exciting to do, but you will learn by doing it. Next thing I know, I'm going to London for some kind of training. Guess what the first practice was? Improv. I'm going like, seriously? Then when I went on stage for an open mic, I tried it out and it worked. So I thought, maybe I need to try this a little bit more. So there was this soft tone whispering to me, do it. Well, I actually almost skipped the open mic, but because something whispered, just go there, because they wouldn't have a spot. But maybe someone will fall out. I ended up being in the club, and there was a spot open. I only heard 5 minutes before I could go on, but hey, yeah, I did it. So I listened to that in that really soft tone voice. Now again, coming back on that comedian, last week I saw that he was performing in Amsterdam. And this soft voice in my head goes, why don't you go again? I thought, I already saw him. Well, let me check. I checked the tickets, and guess what? There was one seat on the first row. But I was getting a lot of pain from my stomach, so I thought, well, I'm going to bed, not going to do anything. I'm not going to book the ticket. I'll see tomorrow. Next morning, got up, looked again. Guess what? Ticket's still available. So I guess I was meant to go there. So I went again. I still have no clue why, but I went again. Show was great. Learned a lot of things but just by watching and modeling. And but I got so inspired, and I thought, yeah, I really should send him a message. So I did last night. I sent him a message saying, I'm so inspired by you. Would it be possible to have a cup of coffee, and maybe I can ask some questions, or you can give me some tips? No, he didn't reply yet. Now, my ego normally would go like, you see, you are not good enough, you are not this, blah, 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 blah. I'm not listening. I am not paying any attention, because it doesn't say. I was late with the message. Maybe he was somewhere he couldn't reply. Maybe he doesn't know what to do with it. Maybe he got shocked, thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do with this? You don't know. I don't know. And I can leave that with him. So I hope you get what I mean. All I did was say yes to that inner voice that was whispering instead of the voice that was really loud. You don't need to know how things are going to end. You don't need to know what will happen next. It might not go the way you eventually want, but you need to be open to that soft tone voice to receive the message first. That loud voice, because I see Tracy saying it needs to be louder. Yeah, I said the same thing at first, but the thing is, our ego is louder because our ego, like I said, keeps us safe, and it will, it it wants to keep us in a comfort zone, not stepping outside, not stretching. That's it's based on patterns, experiences we went through, limited beliefs. So we have fed that ego voice so much bullshit that's why it can be so loud, because we've been feeding it our whole life, but we forgot to feed our intuition, and we don't need to feed it because it's always there. We just need to figure out a way to listen to it and pay attention to it. And good morning, Barbara. How are you doing? So if we listen to that soft tone voice, and we are practicing on listening more and acting on it more, we will probably get better on receiving those messages. And Jojo says intuition is normally the voice that tells us to take a chance that feels more risky. Exactly. Because it sounds risky, we might get afraid, or what if our heart get broken, or what if we get this, or what if we, but well, let's say there's just as many chance that things might turn out even better than you expected instead of worse than you expected. It's just, what do we focus on? So by having said that, I hope that this makes sense to you, and maybe today you can just pay attention to your mind, or to exactly what that inner voice is talking. What is it saying? Is it mostly negative, or do you hear that soft voice as well? You can even go out, give it a name, but an ego is not a bad thing, because hey, if there's, for example, you're walking in the forest, and there's a bear behind you, and that voice is yelling at you, "Run, Forrest, run!" Then you need to run, of course. You get what I mean? But well, I think I think you get the point. So sometimes we need to practice on listening to what can we do, and well, what I learned is, for example, to I'm not perfect at this. I'm still practicing on this. But what I learned is say kind of, it sounds kind of weird, like I'm talking to myself. But what you can do is say to your ego, "Thank you. I know you want to keep me safe, but I can do this on my own. I don't need your protection anymore, but thank you. I love you. I care." Then you acknowledge the ego that is there, and then go move over to your intuition. Ask yourself, what do I really want? What do I really want? And maybe you should ask yourself, why do you want it? If you know why you want it, then it might feel less scared. Make your purpose or your goal or your dream bigger than your fear. Because when it's bigger, then you know why you want to do this. For example, in 6 weeks, I'm going to play my cabaret show. And oh my God, no kidding, but I'm scared. Well, scared, not, I'm anxious. And everything that could possibly go wrong is going wrong. But you know what? I'm still going to do it. Because there's a purpose behind it. There's a reason why I'm doing this, why I want it. And it's not just for me, but I wanted to inspire people. I want to make people laugh. I want to make people, like my tagline is, make this shit from your past the fertilizer of the future. So I am going to go on that stage. Good morning, Jiwanda. I'm going on that stage, share maybe the most vulnerable things, the most painful things. I'm going to give it all that I've got. I'm going to give it everything that I have, because I believe that by sharing, it might inspire or help someone else, because the things that I go through are similar things that you all go through. So if I can help, even if it's only one person in that room that changes his mind about, I don't know, whatever, suicide or whatever painful situation they were in, then it was a success. I hope it makes sense. So being afraid, you know what, we're most of the time we are scared for things that are never even gonna happen. So why would we be scared? And it's okay to be scared sometimes, because it it keeps us sharp. I mean, literally, if everything would fall on your lap, that would be no good. That would be no fun, would it? So anyway, whatever you do, make it great. Don't listen to your ego. Start listening to your inner voice, because you know what? You are all diamonds. And I know you can all do this. If I can do it, you can do it too. And I think you can, you just need the need to listen to your inner voice a little bit more, the one that whispers. So I'm gonna whisper to you. You are a diamond. I love you. I care for you. Go out and do it. And hey, if there's something you would like to share that you did that you normally wouldn't, you will get those signs, by the way. If you take that step, you will start seeing signs that you are in synchronicity and you are aligned. So if that happens, please share it either in the BLC group or send me a message, because I would really like to know how it works for you and if it works the same way. So that's my message for today. I've been talking for way too long, I guess. You all need to get back to work, so let's do that. Have a wonderful day. Make it great. Make it count. And don't you ever, 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 ever ruin your day. Let anyone ruin your day. You know why, my friends? You are better than that. Take care. See you probably next week somewhere. Have a great day. Bye.